AI page, which will give you a bunch of information on what we're trying to achieve here, what the site's all about, and who it's appealing to. To go into the actual portal itself, you're invited here to either sign up, or if you're already signed up, you can log in. So I'll go ahead and log in. Yeah, so here we have the back end of the AI tool. We've got a menu down the left, which will invite you to go in and explore. But what we're going to look at today is actually building an app, and that is on the app builder page where we are. So it gives you an example prompt that you could put in, but we'll go ahead and build a fresh app here from scratch. So I'm going to build an app for the BDSM community in the UK. So I'm going to ask the AI to build me a dating app for the BDSM market in the UK. I could go ahead and put more information in there, but I'm going to let it digest that. So it's come back and it's picked up that it's probably the adult audience that I want to market here, given the keywords that I'm putting in. English-speaking audience, given that it's the UK I want to target, and it's picked up the BDSM niche and the fact that I'm in the UK. Now it's given me some suggestions here around. It's prompting me to put further information in. I can go down the route of putting further information in there, but I can go off piste a bit and put other information in. So at this point, I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it Kinky Dates. I'm just going to say call it Kinky Dates. I'm giving it the name of the site. It should repeat this back to me. And at any time, if I feel as if it's gone off, if it's going a bit astray, I can start a new conversation. Anyone that's used ChatGPT or any of these other AI apps, sometimes they do go a bit astray. So you can go in there and you can start a new conversation if you feel as if it's not picking up what you want it. But yeah, so far I think it's picked up my intention. I do want a red color palette, so I'm going to tell it to build in red. Let's tell it a red color palette. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't want to upload a logo at this point. The AI will give me a sort of logo to start me off, and you'll see that in a minute. So I'm happy with what I've typed in here. I could have typed all this in one sentence, but I'm having a conversation with the app here. I'm happy with the intention that it thinks I want here, given its responses. So I'm going to go on ahead and build the app. And as it says here at the top, the instruction to build the app is just to type in the word build it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And at this point, it's going to go and it's going to create a lander for me, given all the conversation I've had with it. It's going to pick a color scheme, given the conversation I've had with it. It's also going to pick the niche. It's going to do other various back-end tasks that it needs to do. It's going to create the sign-up process, basically everything it needs to do to get it to a point where we can actually start pushing this app and start taking registration straight away. So let's tell it to build it, and we'll just wait a few seconds for that to build. Yeah, so here it's doing all the things it needs to in the background. It's looking at all the text that we've given it, and as Serge said earlier, we've married up tens of thousands of different pieces of content that are tagged on the different markets, the different countries, the different age ranges, and it goes away and given the language that I've used to type in, it'll pick a mixture of these different flavors. So there really are millions of different combinations that it could use to build the application for me. So you can see here it's done it. This is what the My Brands page would look like. If you had more than one brand, you could well have different boxes across here. But I've got one brand, so it's landed me right on this brand page. It's given me a logo. It's just made up a simple logo in the color I wanted, called Kinky Dates. You get various other bits of information as you go down the page here on my brand. So information about my brand. The description is just the prompt that I used to build it. So I can always look at that again. It's in the English market. I've got some SEO data that I would use to put onto the page itself. We've got an app color scheme, which is not only for the landing page, which we'll see in a minute, but also goes through to the members area, to the main application itself. And then we've got some assets here around the logo, which it's picked for me, the web icon, which is the favicon, and the mobile app icon for the mobile app should the user download it onto their mobile application. And then at the top here, we've got different main action buttons around linking the domain and editing the app and viewing the app. So these are the two that we're going to look at in a bit more detail right now. It's around viewing the app and editing it. So let's have a look at what it's produced for us. So if I press view app, it should open up in another tab. And this is what it's come up with. So what we've done in the initial launch of this app is we've used our magazine template. So we have a magazine template that you may or may not be familiar with, which performs well. So we've used that as a starting place for the AI to build out templates. The plan is to build out further templates so that there's more choice of actual template that the AI app will have at its disposal. But for now, we're looking at the magazine template, and you can see what it's built. So each one of these content blocks here and the actual content within it are part of that massive content library that the AI has targeted and put into the different content areas of the page. So let's look at how we could edit this landing page. So if I jump back to the first tab here where I've got the brand page and I go to edit app, you'll see the same sort of page, but within the portal this time. So I'll just draw your attention to some of the edit features within here. There's a couple of different ways you can edit the content, but you can always find content within the edit box at the top here. So I'll start from here. So you've got the edit box, and the edit box is showing a hierarchy of the different sections within the page. So we've got the header at the top here. We've got the hero, which is this big block here. And then we've got the steps, which is this block here with the step cards and the carousel. And then we've got the feature, which is this block here, the FAQ, and then the footer. So it should be quite apparent that each one of these is a section on the page. And then we can open up the drop down here, and for each section you have content blocks within it. So as I hover over them, you can see the actual content that it pertains to. So we've got the hero title here, we've got copy block 1, hero copy block 2, 3, and so on and so forth. As we sort of go down this page, we can see the content for each section being targeted. So what that means is that you can easily, if you want to change the hero title, for example, you can easily edit it with this pencil here, and it'll take you up into a modal where you can easily just free text edit the hero title. Another option for editing any particular bit of content on the page is to do a shuffle on it. So this shuffle icon here will, using what it does is it uses your original intention to reshuffle the content and bring back another piece of what the AI will think is targeted content for your particular market that you typed in at the beginning. So let's go ahead and try and shuffle the hero title. So we've got a different hero title here, and again we can shuffle that away to our heart's content through this edit menu. A more direct approach to editing any bit of content is to do it in line here. You can see we've also got tooltips here for editing, where we can edit just like we did in the main edit menu, or we can shuffle right in line here. So you can go down the page shuffling different bits of content until you found content that matches what your audience wants to see. Or indeed you could use this as a starting place and then edit your content manually and sort of craft it in here through the edit. You can see for any particular bit of content, it will have all the fields that it needs here. So this one, for example, has got a title and a body. If you move down to one of these here, which is a card, you can see we've got an alt, for SEO on the page. We've got a title, we've got a subtitle, a body, and text, but it's also got an image here, so we could upload an image, or we could shuffle this whole block, and we could come up with a new step 1 card, for example. So I don't necessarily like that background, so I'm going to go and shuffle the background. So each area which has got a physical presence on the page, you can see has a tooltip on it, but the background's a bit different because it takes over the whole background. So there's not a tooltip for the background there, as you can see. So to change the background, I need to go into the section, which is in the hero section, and you can see I've got the background image here. And I'll shuffle the background image, and I get a bit of a more muted background, which probably suits what I want a bit better. So you can see there using those edit functions that I can easily go in and edit any particular section by hand, or I can let the AI redecide and shuffle, or indeed I can change the template slightly by deciding that I don't want some of these cards, and that's where I can delete them. So for example, if I don't want hero card 2, I can delete it. And then I can see in this other tab, this is what an actual user would see. If I refresh this page, I can see that my my changes are reflected in real time here. Also, just to go into this just now, it's all mobile friendly. So you can see in a mobile friendly view, it's using that first hero card there. It's using the main color palette to put that in the background. So it tries to make that look as good as it can in a mobile view. So let me just close that off. So yeah, so I could choose to delete some of these. Some of these content entries will stay in place when you delete them. For example, the hero cards will stay in place. Others will not stay in place, and the content will move up. For example, if I didn't want this steps header here, for example, I could delete that, and then the rest of it will move up and just leave some padding as if it was never there. So you can go down and you can delete things from the page. You can edit the page to your heart's content. One feature that we've tried to do is we've tried to make this as compatible as we can with AI technologies. So first of all the content on here is all AI driven. But should you want to use ChatGPT yourself to put content in here, we've offered a copy AI prompt on each field to allow you to easily just copy. And for example, here I've got ChatGPT. I'm going in and we're giving you the prompt that would be sensible for that particular content type. So each one of these prompts would be different depending on the field you were on. You would pull that prompt out, you would put it in here, and you can see there's a little placeholder here for your niche. So for example, I would be serving the BDSM niche, UK niche, and ChatGPT will then give me a bunch of fields which are appropriate to the length. Obviously, I've got a content violation policy thing come up here, but that's something you need to deal with, I guess, when you're doing stuff in the adult market. But you can see that the functionality is there to allow you to copy this stuff across and paste it in, and then you just need to be careful with your how you're making up your prompts to make sure you're not violating any policies here. So that's the text. Images as well can also be shuffled, just like text can. So let me shuffle the image here. Yep, might like that one. Let's shuffle on and see what else we've got. Yep, got this one here. Shuffle again, get this one. And let's see how that looks on the main site. I can go back here and I can view the app. Yeah, maybe a little bit big, so we could come in and we can play about with the dimensions of the image here. So I'll get that the way we want it. Of course, this is all about shuffling and using the content that the AI is coming up with. And our plan is to keep adding new content in so that this can just be as fresh as possible. But you might have your own content to add. So let's change the logo, and let's change the hero image just to show you how that would work if you had your own content. So we'll go back here. We can change the logo down at the bottom. Let me change the logo. I've got this one here, BDS Mate. Let me change the favicon. This one here, and let me change the mobile app icon here. Save the changes, and I should be able to view the app, and you can see they're being reflected straight away. So I've got the ability to, that obviously looks better with a more customized logo, and it's nice and easy to add. It's not just about the landing page though. This sends it through to the main application for the members areas. So I could go ahead and join this site, or I could log in, and you can see we're sending the color palette across, and we're sending the actual logo itself, and that will be reflected. Should I go forward here and register, that information would be reflected in the main site itself. So the site is fully functional just now. The app is ready to go, ready to be marketed. Let's go ahead and change this hero image here. So simply, I can, if I've got a direct link to a hero image I want to use, you can put it in there, and then we'll grab it and then we'll use it. But mostly you're going to have an image that you maybe want to upload. So I've got one here ready. Yeah, and there we go. We've got our own hero image uploaded, and this is how our site looks. One thing that I like to do is maybe delete the hero image and then use the background as the main flavor. So rather than having this sort of gradient background, which works well with a hero image, you could choose to delete the hero image and have a more encompassing background that you upload, and then that would allow you to sort of vary the template. But yeah, this is ready to go now. You could start driving traffic to this. You could use it for testing. You could see how you can get up and running really fast. It does that sort of heavy lifting for you to create your brand and get it ready to go. There's other aspects of the tool that we probably won't go into at this point, but I would invite you to go in, create an account, create some brands, have a navigate through the menus, give Serge your feedback. Feedback is very welcome. This is an iterative process, and we've put a lot of work into developing this, and we're really proud of it. And we've got a bit of a roadmap to continue to push out features within this space. But there's a bunch of other, I believe there's other webinars planned to go into a bit more detail around linking domains and using the app further. Chris, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Barry. Thank you. Yeah. So again, I'd just encourage everyone to sign up and begin using the tool. And absolutely, we've got a series of these webinars planned out, essentially to take people through from this kind of, registering, building your first site, and a lot of the more technical kind of aspects. So it's really a step-by-step to get you fully up and running. And then we intend to run some more detailed sessions, possibly around driving traffic, be that through social, through Google Ads, etc. So really trying to support everybody who's building apps through the AI portal as well. That's great, Barry. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. A great whistle-stop tour of the tool, and hopefully that gives everyone a flavour of what Barry's team has created here. Serge, I'm going to hand it back over to you now as well, just to talk a little bit more about the app side of things as well.
Thank you, Chris. Just before I get to the app, I just wanted to also to mention something. At the beginning of this call, I've said that the original idea was to create something for a new generation, but also we realized that it will be a really useful tool for your existing experienced partners. Again, for the reasons I mentioned before, the time it used to take us to provide you with a lender and going back and forth with the ideas. And also you've seen here this magazine template. I just wanted to mention that the process is ever evolving. Already it supports about a handful adult niches and probably almost 2 dozen of mainstream niches. And as we progress, we'll be adding more niches, and I believe there's in pipeline we'll have more templates as well to be added. Now we keep using language app, and I just wanted to explain and expand a little bit more on it. So a couple of weeks ago, probably 6 weeks ago or so, we've launched PWA, so Progressive Web App. So now, anything you create, using this tool, once you've linked it to your domain, the user, whether it's yourself, I mean, you can even try yourself, log it into one of your brands already present with us. And if you're using your mobile phone, depending on operating system, whether it's Android or iOS, you'll either get notification offering you to download an app, or email with instructions on how to download an app. And I just wanted to quickly share my screen on my phone. And sorry, one thing I haven't mentioned as well, I don't think Barry has mentioned, just like with our platform where we support English and Spanish, the tool as well supports both languages. So again, you can build fully, you can customize your lender with in Spanish language as well. Now let me just quickly start sharing my phone. What I'll show you, it's one of our existing brands, one of our own, called Date Player 2, which lives on gamer niche, which again is one of the niches that is supported by tools. So if you want to build a brand on that niche, feel free to use tool. It would look great, look on point. So yeah, let me just get this done. Quickly join with my phone. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I've got a list of apps, and one of the last icons here, as you can see, called DP2. Well, the icon showing DP2, but the name is Date Player 2. And essentially, when I click on it, I get an app. It looks like an app. It works like an app. It is an app. It's just you're not going to find it in an app store. It's a progressive web app, but the good thing is we don't want it on the app store. We don't want to pay another 30% of revenue to Google or Apple, but otherwise it's a fully functional app, and you can do everything that you could do in an app downloaded from the app store. So yeah, that's all for me. Let me just stop sharing. Thank you. And I guess we can now go to questions. If anyone has got any questions, please fire them away.
So thanks very much for that, Serge. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, if you don't want to come on over the microphone, please do type them into the chat now. But actually, maybe I can kick things off with a quick question, Barry, potentially to you. I guess people that are on the call today will be used to using the previous portal, or the portal that runs in parallel to this one. And today what you've shown actually is a new way of building the sites within a new portal as well. So is there any plans to allow people to create in HubPeople AI and then copy the sites across to the traditional portal?
Yeah, there is, Chris. As you say, the app allows you to build a landing page, hook it up to the main application really fast. But if you're an existing partner, you're used to doing that another way, and you probably get a different bunch of tool sets that you use. So marrying these things up, the ability to create landing pages really fast and edit them, and then bring them across is a feature that we're actually working on right now. We're in the testing stage with it. We have it on our staging site. So the idea is that you'll be able to build landing pages through hub.ai if you choose to, and then take that app across to the site the portal that you're used to working on, and drop it in there, and then take it up from there. So I'd say watch this space. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll have that ready. Hopefully, on the next webinar, we'll be able to show that.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Barry. So just looking down through the chat, we've got a question from Jeff. Thank you. Can you add a block manually or add it once deleted?
So is restricted on the template itself. So the template has those 6 sections, and within the sections it has content blocks that are set out. You can delete things within there. You can't add new content blocks in if you like, but if you delete a content block, you can go into the edit menu, and then if you do a shuffle, you'll get it brought back again. It's not quite a WYSIWYG where you can, create a new section for yourself and drag it across and have new content blocks. It's sort of restricted to the boundary of the template, which was an active decision we made so that the page can't be that easily broken, and it can still stand up to any sort of scrutiny around deletions, and it will still make sense to the template. So I'm not sure if that answers the question or not, but yeah, you can bring you can sort of edit templates in the way that you can delete blocks, and some of the content will move up. You can then bring those blocks back, and they'll come back to where they were before. But in the pipeline, we have other templates coming, so you'll be able to switch about templates. And one thing I didn't mention actually on the demo is that so you've got the ability as a new user to create a site, and the AI will produce a sensible looking site for you, a sensible looking app using that template, and then you can go in and customize it. What I never showed you, within that edit menu, you also have a custom CSS option. So if you know CSS, you can go in and put your custom CSS in there to maybe load different fonts in, to maybe change positions, to maybe hide elements that the UI doesn't allow you to do. So if you know about CSS, you can have more customization of the page. And taking it a bit further in the development pipeline, we'll have the ability to have a drop down where you can change templates and change styles and change fonts more easily just through a sort of template. So we've sort of catered for that user who maybe wants to just build a quick page and just go out and test it and shuffle some content. And then we've got the user that's maybe a bit more experienced that can use custom CSS. The bit in the middle is where the development efforts are coming now to allow us to make those sort of faster changes to templates and styles within that template.
That's a great answer, Barry. Thank you. And I know certainly from the marketing side at HubPeople, we're using templates here, which are kind of best practice, or certainly I think Serge, you said it right at the beginning. These are pages which are the most engaging and also the kind of highest converting as well. And I know, Barry, you've just mentioned the additional templates which are coming in the pipeline as well. I know that we've been testing those landing pages and only bringing forward the designs which are the most engaging and highest converting as well. So great explanation, Barry. Thank you. Paul, we got a question from you. Thank you very much. Serge, this one may be to you. How easy is it to set up extra pages and link to them? I just wonder, Paul, if here you're thinking maybe about a blog, for instance, for SEO purposes. So Serge, do you want to pick that one up?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. I think what we're doing here is a lander that we would normally host. And when it comes to hosting by HubPeople, we wouldn't normally allow multi-page lender anyway hosted by us. But what you can do, and what I know I've personally done for many of you when we design lenders for you, is we can, once you're happy with what you have designed, you can download it as HTML file and then link it to extra pages, but you'll need to host this lender yourself, and then you can link it. And yes, I guess you can do it, via the FAQ links there. Another way, of course, is if you're happy with this lender as it is, and we're hosting it, you can just host subdomain, blog.postcreation.com, So postcreation.com is the root domain, can still be hosted by us, but then blog.dot is something that the subdomain you'll host yourself and add multiple pages to that.
Great answer, Serge. Yeah, thank you, and David, thanks for chipping in there as well with the suggestion in the chat.
I was just about to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, great minds think alike. So that's good. I'll give it just a moment, see if there's any more questions that are going to come in. But while we pause and see if anything else comes back, what I would say is thanks very much to everyone for joining us today. As Serge asked for at the beginning, please do provide feedback through Serge. And if you do, access HubPeople.ai and experiment with it, build some pages, etc. Please do provide your feedback through as well. Doesn't look like there's any more questions coming in. I'd like to say thank you, Serge. Thank you, Barry, and for your time this morning in presenting. We recorded the session. We'll get this recording distributed out. And I'd just like to say thanks once again to everyone for joining, and we'll catch up with you soon. You'll get an invite for the next webinar in the series, which will run in a couple of weeks. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you. Bye.